Members on my left. When the House comes to order, we'll hear from the Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
My question is to the Minister for Home Affairs. The Minister failed to prepare for an expected High Court loss and then falsely claimed she was advised she would win. She claimed urgent laws weren't necessary until we wrote them for her. She claimed the Coalition's preventative detention proposal was utterly impossible, but now says Parliament won't rise without legislating it. She can't explain how one of the criminals she released has disappeared. Minister, why is your job safe when the Australian public is not?
Order. Members on my right will cease interjecting before the Minister speaks. Minister for Home Affairs and Cybersecurity has the call.
Thank you, Speaker. I'll leave the political commentary to the Deputy Leader of the Opposition there. And I would say to those of you who are here in the chamber that I see that the Opposition's had a little bit of a meeting this morning and they've decided that they're going to spend today making a political attack on me. Well, congratulations. Congratulations.
Order.
You can do that, and you're free to do that. But I would just say that it says a hell of a lot more about you than it does about me.
Order. The Minister will pause. The Minister will pause. There is far too much noise. The Deputy Leader was heard. The Minister is going to be heard in silence. I'm now issuing a general warning. So that the Minister will cease interjecting while I'm speaking. So will the Leader of the Opposition. So that means now no more warnings. If people interject, they leave. The Minister has the call.
Thank you, Speaker. So let me compare and contrast a little bit about how the government has handled this High Court decision and what we've seen from those opposite. What we've seen from the government is that within a week and 1 day of the High Court decision, we had released the people that the High Court ordered us to release under bespoke visas. We had set up a completely new regime of community protection. We had established a joint operation between police and ABF who are case managing each of these individuals in the community. Now, Speaker, we have the reasons for decision from the High Court, and as I have said, I would have preferred that none of these people be released from detention. I support preventative detention, and that is why I will be bringing a proposal back to the Parliament. Now, we will be able to move through this quite quickly, Speaker, if we get the support and the cooperation of the opposition. But what have we seen since this decision was made? We have seen 3 weeks of the most shameless politics I have virtually ever seen played in this parliament. And that included, Speaker, included the opposition's unbelievable action earlier this week, where we brought a proposal to this parliament, the Minister for Immigration brought a proposal to this parliament to strengthen the laws that we passed to criminalise paedophiles loitering near schools. A pretty uncontroversial proposal. But what did they do? They came in and they voted against it. And there was only one reason for that, because they put politics above the safety of the Australian community. But that's not all, Speaker. That's not all, Speaker. We heard some very disturbing news earlier this week where the Minister for Immigration revealed to us that a hand-picked member of the opposition leader's front bench has used his position as a senator to advocate—
The Minister will pause. Member for Casey has been interjecting throughout question time. He'll now leave under 94A. Whoever's laughing down the back there, member for MacArthur, not sure if it's you, but it's far too much noise. Order. The Leader of the Opposition will cease interjecting. The Minister in continuation.
Thank you, Speaker. We heard some very disturbing news earlier this week that a hand-picked person on the front bench of the Leader for the Opposition has used his position as a senator, not once but twice, to advocate for the release from detention of a child sex offender. Speaker, a child sex offender.
Order. The Deputy Leader of the Opposition is seeking a point of order. The Minister will pause. Minister will pause.
Mr Speaker, the point of order is on relevance. How can those remarks possibly be relevant? And you, Mr Speaker, have ruled that constantly reflecting on the opposition is not an answer to a question from us to a minister.
Order. Member for Lawler, the Leader of the House.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. Just to the point of order, the relevance rule got really broad, I suspect, when the Deputy Leader of the Opposition got to the tag at the end of that question, and that certainly opened it up.
The question was about specific issues, and the last part of the question was about the Australian public not being safe, and some compare and contrast is allowed under the broad nature of the question. But the Minister is in order, but if she strays, I'll make sure she returns to the question.
Thank you, Speaker, and I hope I'll get the opportunity to return to the matter of Senator Smith and the utter failure of the Leader of the Opposition to show leadership on this matter shortly. But before I finish up, Speaker, let me say this. We have to come together as a parliament now and find a long-term solution to this matter.
Order.
Now, we are here, and while you are in meetings plotting about your political strategy, we're in meetings doing the work and solving the problems we need.